Hey there everybody, Brian here. In this video I want to show you this car here. This is a super nice car, IS300H Lexus. Just before we get started, I want to actually apologise about the setting in the background of the video because, you know, it's in the backyard here. It's not that nice and upmarket looking, but the wind is just coming from absolutely every direction. It's so unpredictable today. If I don't stay in somewhere sheltered, you won't be able to hear a thing. Anyway, in this video I want to show you around this car here. So we're going to go for a drive in the car and we'll also look at the features on the inside and the outside as well. I actually think it's a really nice example, and actually from the point of view of the history of the car, it is a really nice example. My neighbour actually used to own this car, so I know the car since brand new. We are an approved Lexus repair agent, so we have a full service history for the vehicle here. And just before we get started, actually, if there's any information you want in the car, so say for example you're in Ireland or you're thinking about buying this car, give me a shout direct 086 843 1945 and I'll be happy to talk to you about trading in your car or finance or information about the car itself. Alternatively, if you're watching on YouTube and you want to know any information about this car while it's here in stock, just let me know in the comment section below. And thanks a million for watching. To start things off, I'm just going to show you around the features that are on the outside of the car that I think are really nice. And then we're going to have a look at the features on the inside and then we'll go for a drive in the car as well. So like we were saying, this is not going to be a pretty... The car is very pretty, but just the background, I need to wedge myself into corners here and stuff just to avoid wind noise. Anyway, cool things in the car, right? Actually, well, okay. LED front fog lights are quite nice, and then the headlights, when these came out first I actually thought it was one big headlight, but it's not, it's separate. So along through here there's a big daytime running light or parking light, xenon headlight up through here, and the car's been actually parked up for the last few days and it's just something I've noticed. I don't know why, I actually think, see the washer up here, I just think it's really cool the way the two of them are on the front thing. I have no idea why, I just think it's cool looking. The grille is mad looking on the front of these. So back when this car came out, this is kind of the first of these. I don't know what they're called, I'm sure there's some fancy name on them, but this kind of grille setup in the front, very, very imposing. And years ago we actually used to be a Lexus dealer here, kind of just before this model came out, and I suppose diesel was the big thing at the time, and when these came out we were kind of going, hybrid, petrol, this is going to be hard on fuel. It's funny how things change, that's kind of just the way people are now, and that's what they want. But when it came out it was actually kind of ahead of its time that way. One thing I always liked on this particular car was, because like I was saying to you, it was belonged to my neighbour, so I saw the car quite regularly. I always like the wheels in the car. They're an 18-inch wheel with a 225 40/18 tyre. And like a lot of videos at the moment, the car's not even cleaned up yet. But one thing I want to show you on it, see this kind of shiny reflective finish on the wheel? It's really, really cool looking actually at night time, or just when the car is driving, you know, on a kind of sunny evening or something like that. But you see the way they kind of come in the centre, that kind of, whatever it's called, concave I think, or something like that. I think it gives the car a really athletic look. Unfortunately at the moment we're a little bit behind and I'm just trying to get cars advertised as they come in, so they're not cleaned. But the great thing about a car like this is when it comes in and it's really super tidy, I can advertise it straight away without even cleaning it, so that'll give you an idea how it was looked after. Everything you see is how the car is actually maintained by the previous owner. The taillights in the car then, so we saw there was kind of LED and halogen on the front. Well, these ones then are a nice LED taillight in the rear, so they're really smart looking. And the Lexus badge, I suppose, over the years was always a kind of really prestigious looking badge. I like on the bottom of the bumper, it's got this black splitter, so it makes the car just look a bit lower to the ground along through here, and it's quite nice and tidy and makes the car kind of symmetrical and square on the rear. And you might look at this and go, oh my god, I am just spitting out kind of sales pitches here, but like, I'm just telling you how I feel. This is how when I look at the car, these are the things that come to my mind. I don't know, it's a kind of shape that when it came out at the start I kind of liked it and I didn't, but it's really grown on me over the years. I just think it's really sporty looking now. On a lot of cars I do like the idea of having no chrome, but when you go for a kind of gold exterior, I think the chrome's important on a car like this, and especially with those kind of polished wheels. So if you look along the front of the grille, it's surrounded by a chrome setup along there. Like saying, little light washers, small little detail, but they're chrome as well. Down the side profile of the car then, there's nice chrome to go around the windows, which again matches the polished looking finish on the wheels. Back on attention to detail, we're down here on the bottom underneath the sill. There's a nice little chrome hybrid badge, which again is really cool looking. Small little details, but they all add up. I just think it's a really classy upmarket looking car. Do you know what's nice about Lexus? We sell Honda here. It's something different. It's not an Audi, it's not a BMW, Mercedes, and they're all lovely cars, but the Lexus is just a little bit more individual. That's what I like about them. And it's just got that aggressive look. Like if you look at something like this coming up behind you in your rear view mirror, it is a really cool looking car. So have to hunker down because it's so windy. Anyway, in terms of condition on the outside, it needs to be cleaned, it needs to be detailed, but it's a nice condition car. The previous owner, good man to keep cars. So let's have a look around the features on the inside. The car's got two keyless entry fobs. I presume that pops the boot, which it seems to. And then up through here, Okay, that's absolutely super tidy. I doubt it has a spare wheel. No, they have puncture repair like a lot of these cars do these days. Reasonable size. Actually, just one childish thing I just after noticing there. There's actually 2 exhaust boxes. There's 2 exhaust boxes on the rear of the car. I love symmetry where there's kind of a exhaust box on either side. Anyway, who cares? I just like that kind of stuff. The boot is long. It's narrow, to be fair, but the previous owner was using golf clubs. Anyway, if you have anything you want to test in the boot, if you come down, just come down, bring your stuff and try it. But he seemed to be quite happy with the boot. In terms of the rear of the car then, there's lovely beige leather along here. I love this wood. This is so cool. Very rare. You don't see it on cars that much. Obviously child locks for electrics and windows and all that kind of stuff along through there. There is a really nice beige leather interior. The rear of this car had really almost no work. The previous owner, they did some long drives in the car, but they had a second car, which is a small car that they used for nipping around the place. The kids were growing up. So the rear of the car, I'd say, did very little. Again, it needs to be cleaned, but it is very presentable at the moment, and this is exactly how the car arrived. If you've any kiddies, there is ISOFIX over here, there's ISOFIX over there, 3 head restraints, 3 3-point safety belts. But it's such, I love these beige interiors. The roof cloth is bright, the interior is bright. You know, we live in a really crappy country when it comes to overcast days and all that kind of stuff. These kind of interiors just lift it. Kangaroo pockets in through here, ventilation back here, and the other thing is the floors are super tidy, but they're black. That's the important thing. So when you get in, obviously you can sit on the nice leather, but you know, your dirty shoes and stuff like that are on the black carpet, so that's much easier to keep clean. Moving up front, again, the same kind of theme along through here with the wood. I just think that's really cool. Folding the mirrors, folding back out, usual electrics for windows and wing mirrors down through there, and then there's a 3 individual setting electric driver seat over here. And to be fair, because it's Lexus, you know, they wouldn't leave the passenger stuck either, so you get electric seating on the passenger side as well. One thing you will notice when you sit into these kind of seats, they're quite snug, so obviously depending on your build, they really do support you on the left or the right along through there. So and the cabin is cool. Let's have a look around that. Yeah, it's just like when you sit into the car, your bum goes down quite low, which is grand. And just you can feel the bolsters either side. Now it really suits me. Well, actually, sorry, probably if I was a bit fatter I'd actually be better. I'm too skinny, but I would kind of have better peripheral support either side because I'd be really dug into it. But either side, nice seats. Actually, just while I think of it, there is, I presume, front park, well I hope, yeah, so there's front parking sensors and you get a couple of displays, and then if I go for reverse, I get a reverse camera. And let's see, I don't see how you wouldn't have them, but there should be parking sensors, I hope. Come on, yeah, on the rear, and again, same idea, it gives you that display over through there. Lexus really do, it is a mighty fine car, like just even small things, right? The electric window goes up, watch, and then it slows down near the end, so it's nice and quiet. I know a lot of prestige cars have that, but that is just lovely. One thing that sticks out to me, we live in a world of inflation at the moment, and looking at a car like this, at the price point it's at, looking at the mileage, looking at the condition, for me, looking at something like this, I think you're getting great value for money. Sorry, I know it sounds like a big sales pitch, but it really is. It's an excellent machine, drives good, nice level spec, something a bit different, and at the price point where everything's gone crazy, I think this is actually fairly well priced. I mean, if you're looking at the price of this, you're probably looking at SUVs like Qashqais and Tucsons and stuff like that for not terribly dissimilar money. But the difference with a car like that is it feels a bit more upmarket. It kind of feels special when you're driving it. Anyway, sit in the cabin of this car. This is exactly what you're going to see. So electrics and all that kind of stuff, we saw that kind of stuff already. This is cruise control. Ooh, I'm a bit hoarse. Trip meter, so I presume left and right through different settings and menus and fuel efficiency and all that kind of stuff. Energy monitor, fine. Paddles, so I will see that when you're driving, you have these kind of fake gears. So that's like, if there was such a thing, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or that would be 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bluetooth down through there, and then here's something really cool, right? So you have an eco mode, you have a sport mode, and even normal mode. But look at the way the clocks change. So I got eco, got normal, or I got sport. I think it's cool. A little tachometer comes in through there, and you get a red light in the background, which is pretty nice. There's a couple of modes over here. I can go into an electric vehicle mode for short hops. It is, you know, a hybrid vehicle, so there is some kind of small bit of electric creeping that you can do, and the battery helps the petrol engine and all that kind of stuff as well. And then obviously it's a rear wheel drive car, so there's a snow mode in through here. There is an armrest here. There's some drinks holders. There's a USB connector in through there. This is for the menu now. Okay, so yeah, at the time there's a lot of this kind of stuff going on in different cars, so you toggle the wheel and it goes through your different menus, audio and climate and all that kind of stuff. So it's like everything, it just takes a little bit of practice to start getting used to it. What is handy, like, you can back out of the menu, you can go back into the main one, or you can just touch this to go directly into audio. So, you know, after a while you do get used to it. Heated seats or ventilated seats, actually, by the looks of it. So driver and passenger get heated seats or ventilated. CD player, that's gone pretty rare, but there's a few people that might enjoy that. See the way this works? You kind of stroke it up and down to go for the different temperatures. Obviously you can have different temperatures on each side of the car, speed up or slow down the fan. That's really cool, isn't it? That's a nice clock, kind of classy looking. See the way the dash, kind of the shape, it sort of comes out and back in. Probably haven't really got the right verbal way of describing it, but I think that's very, very nice. Push button start up through here. This is electrochromatic, so it darkens itself. The car is super spotless, super spotless. Anyway, we'll go for a quick drive in the car. Oh yeah, one other really cool thing is, so the seat was electric, so is the steering wheel. The way it adjusts, that's cool, isn't it? Forward, backwards to get the steering wheel adjuster, so that's really nice. And the steering wheel is lovely, feels really nice. Another little feature, the mirrors are auto dip, so when I go backwards into reverse, they dip down so you can see what's kind of happening in the curb if you're reversing around the curb or something like that. Anyway, let's back out. Driving a car like this, the dashboard is really nice. It's a really nice car to sit in. Looking around it, I suppose we don't get many of these Lexus IS300s, so it's just very different than anything else that we have. I love it. I love the bits of timber and stuff like that. Just makes it feel really classy and upmarket as well. So down here we have, like we said to you, we can change around the type of reactions that we're going to get in terms of sport and eco and all that stuff. And then the paddles, so we got paddles to toggle down through the gears, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As you can see along here is changing, and then up through the gears as well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're not real gears, I mean they're impression gears. The way these CVT gearboxes work, they're meant to give you the exact amount of engine revolutions, but that can be kind of boring. So what they do in these, when you go into a sport mode, they actually give you kind of fake gears, but it's much more enjoyable and engaging when you're driving the car. I mean, of course this is a cruiser, but there's sometimes you just want to lash out and, you know, drive it on a bit. Well, I do anyway. Another thing in the car as well, how would you say, when you put the stalk in a lot of cars it sits down like that, or this one it sits up, like this doesn't. It's kind of a one touch thing up and down if you want to use the wipers. Same with the lights and stuff, so you touch them up to go different speeds rather than it sitting in a position. Look, it's only a small thing, but you always see it on kind of high-end cars. Holy crap, the wind is just unbelievable. So when you're cruising, this part of the video to show you, it's really nice and quiet. Or if you want a little bit more aggressive driving, to be fair, it's vented noise, right? So it's not real noise, but it actually really changes the driving experience. So this is the first time actually I found a hybrid where it was actually kind of, you felt like it was a thumpy engine to drive. The engine is a 4-cylinder, 2.5 litre, 220 horsepower unit, which basically combines the engine plus a battery as well. So there's really good power in it when you drive the car. As you can see, when you're getting up to speed on a motorway up as far as 110, 120, it really gets up there. And again, you can use these paddles even on back roads like this, not where you're going that fast, maybe 50, 60 kilometers an hour, but it just gives you that kind of sporty, engaged driving feel. Most people will never drive this. I'm an idiot, I do, but definitely a nice cruiser, but actually a fun car to drive. There you have it. That is a super tidy IS300H Lexus. If there's any more information you want on the car, call, text, WhatsApp. 086 843 1945. Brian is my name. Fitzpatrick's Garage, Kildare Town, or like I was saying to you, if you're watching on YouTube and there's something I've missed or something you want me to find out, if the car's still here, let me know in the comment section below and I'll do my best. And if you subscribe, if you think the video is useful, let me know. Or if there's other stuff you want me to cover, please let me know. As we were saying, if you do want to trade in your car or ask about this car or finance or whatever it is, just let me know. 086 843 1945. Anyway, hopefully the video is useful. Thanks a million for watching.